Hi and welcome to Data 7 Embroidery Products. This video is about how to create a straight or a curved column or satin stitch. There's already a how-to document on how to create straight or curved column stitches and running stitches and seeding stitches under the help section on our website, data7consultancy.com. Under the help section entitled How to Digitize a Straight and Curved Columns or Satin Stitch. What I'm going to use here is I could just digitize a curved column or satin stitch freehand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load an image. We can load an image directly from any digital source, such as scanners or webcams or files. In this example, I'm going to load an image from file. And it's just some text A, B, C, D, but it could quite easily be a design. So I go to the image menu item, choose load image or press F3, choose the image I'm going to digitize over and click open. Okay, so we've got our design that we're going to digitize. Similarly, with when working with designs, working with images and designs is the same in terms of the zoom toolbar for zooming in, panning, fitting, etc. So if I was to click fit, it would make the image bigger. If I zoom, I can zoom into the A to make it easier to digitize to a fine point. So initially I'm just going to click the actual size, and now I'm going to start the digitizing session. This video assumes you've viewed the how to embroidery monogramming facility, in which it explains some of the default options in terms of density, etc. So I'm going to assume you viewed that for this purpose, and I'm going to go straight into digitizing a session. I can do that two ways or three ways. I can click Digitize Start Session. I can press the F8 button. I can also click the Digitize button. Now, incidentally, when I click that option, at the moment I don't have a design loaded, just an image. But if I did have a design loaded, or I'd had part digitized a design, when I click digitize, it will automatically tag on any further digitizing to the end of the current loaded design. So for instance, you could be digitizing for 20 minutes creating a design. You could stop digitizing, save your design, go and make a cup of coffee, come back, start digitizing where you left off. Okay, so I'm going to start my digitizing session. I'm going to choose my color, the first color of the design, just for visual purposes. I'm going to choose the origin of the design to be the center of the B. And now I can start digitizing my my design, or indeed these letters, which I'm going to digitize by creating column stitches. Okay, so I'm just going to make this screen a little bit wider, and I'm going to make the design fit my window. So initially what I'm going to do is jump from the center of the B to the beginning of the A. So I'm looking for a needle up facility, which is here. I'm going to select a point here. A jump stitch is denoted by the dashed line. I'm then going to insert a needle down, and for this example I'm not going to pay too much attention to underlay stitches, so I'm just going to create a few stitches like this. So now I'm going to go to in fact I'm going to do the center of the A first. So I'm going to come back up here, and each of the points that I've pressed so far is using the left mouse button, which is a straight either column or straight running stitch. In this case it's a running stitch because we're in running stitch mode. As you can see up here, we're not in the column stitch mode. I can switch from running stitch to column stitches in two ways. I can click the toolbar icon here, or I can press the enter key. The enter key switches from one mode to the other. What I'm also going to do is I'm just going to zoom in to make it a little bit easier. So I'm still in running stitch mode. I'm going to go to my first point here. I'm going to press the enter key to go to column stitch mode, and you'll see that it's creating a box. Now each of these points I've put down so far are the left mouse button, which means it's going to create a straight column stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back to the running stitch, and what I'm going to do now is switch back to a column stitch and run up with columns on the left side of the A, starting on the left side of the column, so I finish on the right up here. So again, press the enter key, select the left column, the left side of the column, the right side of the column, up to the top of the A, and up to this side of the A here. And as you can see, it's filled the column with column stitches. So these are condensed points. There'll be a video specifically about the condensed format and the power of the condensed format for enlarging designs and compensating for stitches later. Okay, so now I'm going to press the enter key, or I'll click the column running stitch icon in this case. Now what I could have done here, I'm going to completely overlap this triangle of stitches here, just for speed and demonstrations. But what I could have done is cut off and had a cone of a column, so I could have gone only to the top of the inside of the A first, and then produced another column, so there wasn't too much of an overlap on the satin stitches. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to do it a very easy way for the moment. Okay, so again, I need to finish on the right hand side of the bottom of the right hand A column, and then I'm going to jump across to the B. So I'm going to start on the left hand side. So I'm going to press the enter key again to go back into column mode, and again these are all left mouse button clicks. So there, on the right hand side, a 1, a 1, a 1, and you can see visually it's creating the angle and the column stitch shape. Okay, so I'm going to press the enter key there to click to go back into a running stitch. I might put a few little tying off stitches. Now I could jump straight over by using the needle up, selecting a place in B and needle down, but I'm just going to jump straight across. Okay, so as before, I'm just going to lay down a few underlay stitches. You can do it in many ways: center walk or a narrow column, etc. Okay, now I'm going to come back to this part of the B to start my columns. Very important to think ahead where you're going to jump from, in this case, one letter to the other. So this is the closest part here. So I'm going to start here and finish here to then jump across to the letter C. Okay. So I'm going to go back into column mode. Again, that's a left mouse click for a straight column, a left mouse click. But now you'll see we need to digitize a curved column. So what I need to do is go select using the right mouse button, click a right mouse click on the inside of the curve, a right mouse click on the outside of the curve, and then a straight. You'll notice now it's produced a straight, a curved column. You'll also notice it's put some short stitches down there. Okay, so that was a straight, and ending with a mouse button, a left mouse button, and another left mouse button. So again, I'm going to do a right mouse button, a right mouse button, a left, and a left. So you can see it's created another column stitch. So now I'm just going to reposition by going back to a running stitch, repositioning it, the next stitch to the bottom, the top part of the B, the top half, but the bottom of the top half. I'm now going to click, press the mouse, but the enter button again to go into column stitch. I'm going to draw two left mouse button clicks, a right mouse button, a right mouse button, a left, and a left, getting my angle correct, a left, a left, a right, a right, a left, a left, and then I'm going to finish on this top part with a left and left. You can see how my stitches are starting to build up, and again this is a straight, so a left and a left, and again here a left and a left. What I mean by left is left mouse button, and then a right, a right, a left, and a left. And there's my B. I'm going to press the enter key again. I'm going to put a couple of tying off stitches, and I'm going to jump straight across to the letter C. Okay, so far it's taken about 10 minutes to create a letter A and a B, with obviously describing this type of thing you could do in just a couple of 3 minutes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just use the pan button to pan across to the letter C to make it easier. Or again, I could do fit, I could do actual size, or indeed I could just go over and go to zoom. It keeps the position that you're currently at. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit further. Okay, so again I'm going to just put a few running stitches down. Again, based on the monogramming video, it goes through some of the defaults. There will be another video shortly where it will show where I'll go through a lot of the default settings and system settings that can be found under tools in more detail. The reason why I mention that is because I'm not digitizing every point here. If I put a stitch here, the stitch isn't going to actually be that big in this case, which is about 3 millimeters, as you can see down at the bottom. But it will drop a stitch in based on our maximum stitch length, which I think it's around 4 millimeters at this moment in time. So I don't need to worry about how far those stitches are apart. Okay, so I'm putting too many underlay stitches there as I'm talking. Okay, so again back to a column stitch, and these are all going to be curved column stitches. There are no straight pieces here that are fit to have a straight. So I alternate between left and right mouse clickers, mouse clicks. So that's a left, a right, a right, a left, a left, a right, a right, a left, a left, right, right, left, keeping the angle of the stitch, the last stitch, adjacent to each to the other side of the column, so you get a natural curve. And you should break up. You shouldn't try to do a curve all in one go, subject to how it becomes wider or narrower, else the column stitch will be too wide in where you want it to be narrow. As you can see here, it's a little bit more narrow than it is over here, so breaking that up into smaller slices. So to recap on the C, I started out with a mouse click 1, and then I did a left, a right, a left, then a right mouse click, left, etc., all the way around to get my C. I'm going to press the enter key to put me back into running stitch mode and put a couple of tying off stitches. I'm then going to finish it off nicely with a needle up, a big long stitch to the center of the B, which is where we started, and you can see that there's a dashed line, and that concludes our design. So to finish digitizing, we will click either press the escape key or press the exit button. If I then say show me the actual size of the design, there you go, there's an A, B, C, D. If I fit the screen, that's exactly how I wanted it to look. So that's basically it for digitizing a straight or a curved column. Again, there is a help document as well that shows you how to do it. But I'm just going to draw your attention to one item. It is point editing. Again, there will be another point and block editing specific video, but it's just to show the power of condensed format. So I'm going to make two changes to this design. So first I'm going to zoom into the letter A, and as you can see, the bottom of the A, the bar, I didn't cover the entire middle section of that A. Okay, so very simply I can go into point edit by clicking this icon here, or right clicking and go into point edit. I'm going to choose the stitch that it belongs to. Now all I need to do is, there'll be two stitch points, or two condensed stitch points are placed. I just need to bring them both down. I can do that with the mouse as I hover over it, or I can use the arrow keys to press it down. What I'm going to do now is use the page up and the page down button just to make sure I've got the right stitches, and I have. Look, so that's the top end bar, that's the bottom of that bar, and I'm just going to bring that down a little bit here. I'm going to go over to the adjacent, and I'm going to bring that down a little bit here, and I'm going to go and press the enter key, and as you see, it's redrew the design, and now that bar is all set. I'm going to fit the screen again, and it's fitting it not only to this design but the actual image that I've loaded as well. You'll see the image is a little bit bigger than it needs to be. One other, the last, as I said, there was two edits I was going to make just to show you the power, how powerful it can be. So I'm now going to zoom in a little bit to the B. Right click, point edit. I'm just going to move this point here. So this is a column stitch, as you can see down here, which was the left mouse button. I'm just going to move that out. and then I'm going to go and do I'm just going to click refresh. Can you see how it's recalculated all of those stitches out? If I go back to the previous stitch, in fact, sorry, the next adjacent stitch here, just to show you what it's doing, refresh, and you can see that it's it's calculated and put all those stitches in place. So I can put that back, I can put that back, I can press refresh again, I can move any other stitches that I want to move to change that design. So even if your digitizing was not perfect, you can refresh and fit that design to the screen, or indeed zoom in a little bit to get better editing visibility, and you can correct any digitizing errors that you may have created during your digitizing session. So the summary there is that your digitizing doesn't have to be 100% perfect. If it isn't, you don't need to stop and start again. You can edit that design after. Okay, so there's our design, and that concludes the video on how to create column, straight and curved column stitches within digitizing.